Hey, what's up, my friend? I have a question for you. Do you struggle with negative thoughts? Thoughts that are unhelpful and really affect your behavior, your mindset, and how you show up in your day? Are you struggling with thoughts like, I'm not good enough, no one's gonna like my content for my business, I'll never amount to anything? There's a really bad thoughts that a lot of people have because they base their life and their current results on what they see on social media from these celebrities and these influencers and the people driving around in really nice cars have a great lifestyle, and they travel to different countries. Well, just realize that where you're at right now, that can change in the future, right? You're at least on the path, hopefully, to your goals. So I want you to stop beating yourself up. Now, that seems like something that would be so easy, right? It's easier said than done, really. But the truth is, we all deal with that inner critic in our head. And your brain, there's a little spot in your brain called the amygdala. That's your brain's fear response center. And your amygdala sounds its alarm bells when there's something that you're about to do that makes really your brain uncomfortable, because your brain doesn't like you to do things. This is very important, so listen up. Your brain doesn't like you to take action and take part in things that do not have a guaranteed outcome, and it's not certain that there will be a good positive outcome from doing that action, right? Does that make sense? That's why you feel that resistance whenever you try to do something, and your brain is like, no, don't do that. You can't do that. You're not able to do that. And then all the negative thoughts start to filter through your head. Well, I want to share with you 4 guaranteed methods to stop a negative emotion and an unhelpful thought in its tracks immediately. So the first method is something that I came up with myself a long time ago. This is called the time interruption clap technique, because you are literally interrupting time, and you're also doing what's called a pattern interrupt. So in marketing speak, marketers use pattern interrupts a lot in Facebook ads. So for instance, and I'll tell you what a pattern interrupt is in a second, but this should kind of give you an idea right here. So when you see a Facebook ad in your news feed, there's a picture of a topless woman, right? And it says, stop looking, stop scrolling, you got to see this, or something like that, right? It's something that grabs your attention. Your attention is one of the greatest assets we have in this day and age. So I want you to also realize that not just your time is important, but your attention is important as well. So that pattern interrupt, that ad grabbed your attention, just like what I'm about to share with you right now. So this time interruption clap technique, it's gonna interrupt your thoughts for a second. So anytime you're having an unhelpful thought, I want you to just go, that's it. That clap, although it seems so simple, is interrupting your thought for that split second, and all you're thinking about is that clap. And you're interrupting time. You have a second right now to change the narrative in your mind and how you show up in your day and the thought that you have next. That next second, as Viktor Frankl said in his book, Man's Search for Meaning, there's a space between a stimulus and a response. The stimulus is that negative thought. You have that space with this clap to really think about who you're going to be next. So if you're thinking, I really can't do that, maybe that's for somebody else. No, I can do this. I am worth it. I am worthy. I will do that, right? I actually use this in the gym as well when I'm doing like burpees or something that is just really not comfortable for me all the time, although I like working out. Burpees are not the most exciting thing, as you can probably understand that yourself if you're in the gym or you know someone and you just know what a burpee is, right? It does not look fun. I mean, it kind of does, but they're a little, but if I was about to do a burpee or a pull up or something else, and I would go, and then just do it. Just go right into the burpee, right? It doesn't give you any time to think, right? So boom, change your narrative, change your thought, change what you're saying to yourself in that next second and how you think about yourself. Also, let's say if you're leaving a job and you work long, long hours at your job, you're kind of tired, you're kind of in a funk. You can use this also to change your whole state, not just what you're thinking as well. So you're kind of tired, in a funk, you're leaving your job. Let's go. This is round 2. Go home, work on your business, step it up, right? Or if you're about to walk on stage, you need more confidence, and you're just like, man, I am so not used to this. I'm not very confident that I can give the best speech I can. And even if this is in your head, still interrupt yourself. You know what? Let's do this. I am worth it, and I'm going to give the best speech ever. They're going to love my content. They're going to love what I say, and they're going to recommend it to everyone they know, right? So again, that's the first method, the time interruption clap technique. Very powerful. Use it, abuse it, and just have a better day, and how you show up as in your day as well will be completely transformed. So time interruption clap technique. Second technique is 2 words. Those 2 words are cancel, cancel. Anytime you have a negative thought, you don't like really the words in your head or who you're showing up as, really it's more for negative thoughts. Cancel, cancel. I'm not good enough. Cancel, cancel. I don't know if I should ask that person now. Cancel, cancel, and then do it, right? Or do it. You can combine these things. You can combine this, cancel, cancel, let's go. You can change this up. You can make it however works for you, really. So combine these different techniques. So you got cancel, cancel, the time interruption clap technique. Then you also have, I'm not thinking about that. I'm not thinking about that. You have a negative thought, I'm not thinking about that. You're training your brain, by the way when you do these things over and over again, to really counter your negative thoughts, to really expect you to have a positive thought afterwards. Because whenever you have a negative thought consistently, it's been shown that most likely, over time, you can create the plaque that's associated with Alzheimer's. It's crazy. Daniel Amen, it's Amen, I think, yeah, of the Daniel Amen Clinic, and he's written several books. He's a psychologist and brain researcher and works with people that have different disorders in their brain as well. Alzheimer's, ADHD, if you can't tell, I have ADHD. And so he came up with the term automatic negative thoughts, ANTs, because he had different patients that were suicidal. 2 ran away from home, 2 were suicidal, it was just, he had some crazy patients. And then he came home one day and his whole kitchen was filled with ants rolling all over the place, on the sink, on the fridge, on the floor, and it was just driving him crazy. And he's like, these are ants. And then he thought, ants, automatic negative thoughts, right? It was a sign. And so he started teaching people this. And actually, I'm going to tell you how to use the ants, because that's the next method here. So method 1 is to write down your negative thought. So write down that automatic negative thought on a piece of paper when it comes up. If you don't have a piece of paper, just pull out your phone, write it down in your notes. Then you want to identify your negative thoughts. And there's 9 different types of negative thought identities that Daniel Amen has came up with, different types of negative thoughts. So I'll have the link below. If you're on the blog post, you'll see that below this video. If you're on the YouTube video, it'll be in the description. And then number 3, you need to ask yourself about that negative thought. Is this actually true? Does this hold true weight, as in like that's reality? Or is that just something that you came up with as an excuse, or it's just not really the truth? And 4, how do you feel when you have that thought, right? And how do you feel when you change that narrative and have a new thought that's like the complete opposite, like flipping the script, right? Flip the script. They're like, I can't afford that. Then you think about, how can I afford that? Change your narrative, right? That the questions you ask yourself really do impact your life, and really the next the results you'll have continuing forward. And then just repeat doing this process over and over again. So when you have those automatic negative thoughts, write it down, identify it using the criteria below this video in the list of 9 thoughts. And in the description below, you'll see that list. Then ask yourself, is that negative thought true? And then ask yourself how you feel from that negative thought and how you feel when you flip the script. And then repeat this daily. All right, so those are the surefire ways to counter negative and unhelpful emotional states. So if you enjoyed this video, this is very powerful for you and you know it can absolutely help you out, let me know in the comments below. Let me know how impactful this was for you and that you'll start implementing this into your day.